it's matte. It's like soft touch.
That's nice. I like matte stuff. Anything without fingerprints, that's an A+.
You know, it's also A+.
What?
Not having to shoot this video twice because we plugged the mic into the right port.
Shut up.
This video is brought to you by Bespoke Post. Bespoke Post is a monthly subscription box for guys who give a damn. Each box is packed with high quality gear and useful advice to help step up your life. The contents of each box ranges from tools and drinks to gear for style and travel. When you sign up, you'll take a quiz that helps teach Bespoke your interests, and at the beginning of each month, you'll get to see what's in your box before it ships. If you don't like it, you can choose from other boxes available, skip that month, or return or exchange it hassle-free. And you can even choose other add-on items from their store to ship with your box. For members, each box will cost $45 with free shipping, $55 for non-members, and has a total value of at least $70, often much more. If you want to see what it's all about, join the club using the link in the description.
Welcome back, everybody. My name is Taylor Martin. This is the best damn EDC, and it's time for another EDC Weekly. Since this is a community show, every week at the beginning of the show, I do my community announcements, and this week I have a doozy. This week, I'm launching Kerry Commission. It's live right now. It's all linked down below, kerrycommission.com. Go there, buy things, support what I'm doing directly, and if you do, I will love you forever. Also, earlier this week, I did an unboxing of the Urban EDC Supply goods. They sent me another box. It was a mystery box, and there were some pretty cool things in there. A few things that are available for pre-order, and their companion wallet. I will be doing a size video like I did for the Urban Organizer and the Urban Organizer Mini and the Hybrid. I will be doing the same style video for the companion wallet because it is such an interesting and different wallet. And I have some videos coming up. The budget video for this will be live next week when I finish carrying this budget EDC. And I also have 2 watch videos coming up, Aviate and Boulder Supply Company, so be sure to check those out. But that's it for the announcements this week. The theme this week, I actually asked last week in a poll in a card right here in the video. I asked what you would want this week's theme to be. You guys spoke and you wanted it to be a budget EDC Weekly. I'm going to continue to do that and ask you guys what you want the themes to be in a poll right here in the cards. So if you've never clicked this little I button here, click it. You'll see a drop down of a few different things. They're usually pretty important things. I take the time to put them there for a reason, but now I will have polls there from time to time. If you click that, answer the poll, you will directly be able to choose what the future themes of the EDC Weekly will be. But with that said, let's do the damn thing. Alright, so no need to dawdle. Again, no whiskey this week because, well, it's 11:40 p.m. and I woke up at 6:30 this morning. I've been going ever since. So it's a coffee night. The first submission this week comes from Nik Boresha. I guess that's how it's pronounced. The name that's provided to me by Google did not match this, so I hope everything is right. I could be looking at the wrong picture or the wrong description. I don't know, but you can find him over on Instagram at Nik_Boresha. And first up, we have the watch in question here is the Casio G-Shock GMW B5000D. And next to that is the Shire Supply Company leather slip. Inside that, he carries a Victorinox Cadet as well as a Fisher Space Pen bullet. And he also carries an Apple iPhone, and he has that in an Ardius Mod 3 case. He also carries Apple AirPods as well as a KeySmart, and his wallet that he carries is the KeySmart Urban Slim Wallet. And then finally in the bottom left of the photo is the Nebo Lumo light. So this is Nik's budget carry, and he says, "This is my everyday use. I live in the city, Oslo, so I kind of like a mix between old and new school. Brand new old school is the term, I guess. My biggest and most important gadget has to be my G-Shock. I switch between the B5000G and GW M5610. I only use G-Shock and find them absolutely the best for my use. I'm impressed with the KeySmart wallet. It took me a while to find a slim and practical wallet like this one, and it's actually not that expensive. I would like to upgrade my leather pouch, but I find it practical to have a lightweight EDC living in the city." So when it comes to budget, this is a fairly budget EDC. The most expensive thing other than the iPhone here is going to be the G-Shock. I'm not exactly sure about the Ardius case, Radius. I don't know. I've seen them before. I don't know what the price point is, but everything else here save for maybe the AirPods, is pretty fairly budget. The slip, he says, is a budget slip. You've got a Cadet. You also have a Fisher Space Pen and the traditional Key Smart. And I think that Key Smart wallet is about 30-40 bucks, so they're not too terribly expensive. Of course, you could go way more budget than this, but I explain this every single time. Budget carry is totally different for everyone, and I think just being reasonable with your budget is the point, not the most budget-friendly carries possible. I go for things that are just not exorbitantly expensive, because in searching for the 5 budget carries this week, there were so many really, really, truly expensive carries out there. So these budget carries are becoming more and more difficult to feature. Anyway, Nik is seeking something. He says, well, I guess I need to find a new flashlight for my everyday use. The Lumo can be a bit too simple, but I actually catch myself using the iPhone for a light a lot of the time. I also need to develop a bigger and stronger set. I don't know what that means. Bigger pouch and stronger tools. I don't know what you mean by develop a bigger and stronger set. You could go with something like this, which I've been carrying because the budget carry week thing. I have the Lumen Top, not the Lumen Top tool. This is the EDC-01. So it is a twist function with 3 different modes. Pretty bright, runs on a AAA, but I think the best bang for your buck when it comes to a budget light, USB rechargeable, would probably be the Rovivon Aurora A2 or A1, or you can go with the Olight I1R EOS. Anyway, I think this is a great carry. You've pieced it together well, and you said it yourself, new old school. Is that what you said? Brand new old school. Really, really neat. Anyway. Thank you for sharing, and you now have a second entry into the June giveaway. Next up, we have a submission from Rob. You can actually find him over on Instagram at IamRobG_. I think that's what it is. It may be Lamb, L-A-M. What's cool about this is that it's not just a budget carry, it's also a blackout carry. So you've got total blackout, all the gear, and it's budget. So not only is he sticking to cost effective, he's also themed it, which is kind of tough to do, to be completely honest. But if there were ever a color to make this possible, it would be black. Blackout carries are easier than just about anything else. I saw a whiteout carry when I was going through these, and that was cool, but there was no way it was ever going to make it into a budget video. And there were a lot of really great carries, and I'm considering extending the June giveaway just another week, because there were so many great submissions, and there are only going to be a couple of days in July before the next episode. So I think next week we'll also be pulling from June. Anyway, first up in this photo is the Streamlight Stylus Pro. That's the flashlight in the far left of the photo. He also has a black Fisher Space Pen bullet with a clip. Underneath that is the Right in the Rain weatherproof notebook. He also has the Lotuf leather credit card wallet. The CRKT Squid is his knife of choice. And then finally is the Casio G-Shock DW5600E-1V. Telling you, these watch model numbers are the worst. Rob says, hey, love the channel. My name is Rob. I work for a utility company in the great state of New York. My job consists of me going in and out of people's basements throughout the day, so my Style Pro flashlight is quite useful. I constantly need to write down notes and reminders throughout the day since my job is so fast-paced, so my pen and notepad come in handy. I don't do all that much cutting, so when I do, my CRKT Squid is sufficient enough to get the job done. And, of course, my G-Shock is a must when staying on schedule. Thanks for the submission. No, thank you for the submission. I didn't submit it. You did. You submitted. Rob also says he's seeking some gear. He said, I would like to upgrade my flashlight with something a little more powerful, but cheap enough to where I don't break the bank. Well, for starters, you could get the same flashlight in the USB rechargeable version. If that's not, it is the Stylus Pro. I don't think that means it's USB rechargeable. So you could do that. You actually just missed a really good sale on Olights. They had the S1 Mini Baton 40% off. So I think it was like 20 or 30 bucks. That's a ridiculously good light for the price that it was for that one. Actually, it was only 2 hours. I was gonna say 1 day. It's a 2-hour sale. Sorry you missed that one. Maybe you got in on it. I don't know. This was submitted before then, I believe. Without breaking the bank, it's tough because I don't know what your budget is for a new light. My honest recommendation for any EDC flashlight ever is going to be the Olight S2R Baton 2. It's going to meet all your needs. It'll be far better than the Streamlight Stylus Pro, but it's also like 70 bucks, 75 bucks, I think. I don't know if that's breaking the bank. Maybe it is, maybe it's not. Either way, thank you for submitting, Rob. You now have a second entry into the June giveaway.
I'm even really liking the kind of the blackout. The G-Shock is Reminds me of my dad.
Yeah, and like when you see those old Casios and Timexes, that's what I always think of. Like this one right here.
Automatic dad.
This is what my dad always wore when I was growing up.
Yeah.
He would wear one of these, he would break it, and he would go buy another and break it and go buy another and break it. Rather than getting a better watch, something more rugged, he would always get this watch. Well, the next submission comes from Garret Vernon. You can find him over on Instagram at, you guessed it, Garret Vernon. And this carry is more than just budget. It's also kind of tried and true gear. I talk about that a lot, but this has some of the most tried and true gear ever. You've got a Victorinox, you have a Maglite, which now is a bit outdated, but it's tried and true. Like it's going to work, and it's going to continue to work and continue to work. You've got a Fisher Space Pen and many other things. First up in this photo, the bottom left of the photo, as I was talking about, is the Victorinox Recruit. We don't see that model very often. He does have that also on a pocket dangler, and he also has in the top left a September leather Field Notes cover, which doubles as his wallet. He also has an Amazon Craft notebook inside there and a Fisher Space Pen bullet to the right of that. His flashlight, as I said, was the Maglite Solitaire LED, and then in the bottom right of the photo is his key situation. He has tons of keys, as well as a Leatherman Style CS, a Dasco Pro pry bar, and then finally Apple AirPods, which those Apple AirPods are probably the only thing in this photo that aren't budget friendly. Garrett says, "These are what I grab every morning going to work. It's what I consider the best bang for the buck carry that I could put together without sacrificing quality. The Recruit is a cheaper knife but has all the tools I will actually use and none I won't, which makes it a great knife in my book. All in all, I have around $100 in all of the gear. The AirPods were a gift, and it all works perfectly for day in and day out tasks where pretty doesn't matter." Here. Hashtag use your shit. That's what I love. It's true. Kerry commission. I have a shirt that says hashtag use your shit. I'm so tired of pictures of pristine gear that looks like it's never been touched. And I understand people wanting to collect things and keep them nice, but also this stuff begs to be used, especially budget gear. If you use a $400 knife and you end up breaking it after 2 or 3 years, you've probably gotten your use out of that. If you break a $400 knife, it was either a piece of crap and not worth it to begin with, hopefully has a warranty that would cover it, or you got your use out of it. And the same goes for a really cheap knife. If this is a $20, $30 Victorinox and you break it after a year or two, like, you're getting your money's worth out of that. Absolutely. This is a great budget carry. $100 for all this gear. I'm actually looking forward to that $100 carry. I was not looking forward to this $50 carry challenge that I'm doing right now. The $100, I am. I am totally on board with the $100 carry. Anyway, thank you for sharing, Garrett. You now have a second entry into the June giveaway. Next up, the fourth submission this week comes from simply Brody. He doesn't tell me where we can follow him. He doesn't say what his last name is, just Brody. And he doesn't have a ton of gear, but it's all fairly budget friendly and a little sentimental and a little custom. First up, we have the rake knife in the bottom of the photo. That is the P-801SF. That is probably one of their more popular knives right now. He also has underneath that the field book in wood grain, and to write in that he uses the Zebra F-301 pin. He also has a custom pry tool, which he's calling the T-bar. It's up there kind of hidden in the pine needles. I almost missed it the first time. He also has a key bar to carry his keys, and then finally attached to that is a shooting medal. That's all he really says about it, and the only thing he says about the carry, period, is the medal is sentimental. I won in a shooting competition. That's it. That's all we got. Moving on. No, this is a great carry. It's themed. It's mostly silver other than the field notes or the field book. Pieced together well, all fairly budget. I imagine, he doesn't say what key bar that is. I imagine it's the aluminum key bar, which given that this whole carry would probably be like 50, 60 bucks maybe.
Solid. Wow, that whole carry for that's really good.
Yeah, it's not a very expensive carry at all. Of course, the pry bar is I think custom. It's his, but you could buy one similar for like, you could get a Pico Widgie for like $5 or less. You could do this whole thing yourself for 50, 60 bucks, I think. It's an interesting photo because he kind of stepped outside the box a little bit, did something different and interesting. I love when people mix it up, get creative with their photos. But anyway, thank you, Brody. You now have a second entry into the June giveaway. The fifth and final submission this week comes from Lonnie Veal, and Lonnie has been submitting to the show for a very long time, since before Best Damn EDC was a thing. He submitted to the show back when I was running the EDC Weekly over on the mod channel. So that's a long time ago. That's 3+ years ago, and he's been submitting pretty much every month since then. So thank you for supporting me and following me for so long, Lonnie. And here we go. First up, In the left of the photo is his watch. That is the Timex Elevated Classic watch. Attached to that is a crown and buckle NATO strap. Next to that, you may think that is a Victorinox. It's not. It's a Wenger Swiss Army knife. And he also has that on a P7 suspension clip. Next to that is his flashlight of choice, a nice budget option, the Lumentop Tool AAA. Another budget option for pins, his Polka pin, which he stole a clip for, looks like from a Streamlight Microstream, I believe. And then to the far right of the photo is actually a Victorinox Swiss Army knife. That is the Classic SD in yellow. Lonnie says, "Hey Taylor, I've been listening since the mod days and submitted to you back then. Congratulations are in order for many things, the channel taking off, now being a dad. Being a dad is by far the coolest and funnest thing I've ever done. You will love it. Keep up the great work and keep on carrying, Lon." Oh, and the other is, by submitting, I acknowledge that I am over 18 years of age and understand that I am giving Best Damn EDC permission to edit and reuse any of my images and written text here to the Best Damn EDC YouTube channel, social sites, and website. I also understand that just because I submit my EDC, it is not guaranteed to be published. People don't read that.
Oh, Lonnie.
And no, that was me. I copied the wrong thing. People don't read that fully, and they don't understand that just because you submit doesn't mean you're going to be featured. I also need to reword that and say that you can submit under 18, but you're just not eligible to win the monthly giveaway. I get a lot of emails about that, and I just now realized that that's where that confusion comes from. I'm off base. We're going to move on here. This is really, we don't see a ton of Wengers in the show. If we see any Wenger products, it's typically a watch, not a Swiss Army knife. Many of you may not know that Wenger and Victorinox used to work together. They co-branded watches and Swiss Army knives, and then at some point they split. They parted ways and stopped working together, but it would be very easy to mistake this for a Victorinox. But the one telltale sign that this is not a Victorinox is that little lanyard loop, the bail. Victorinoxes do not have that bail on there, and that is a cool feature, because the one thing I don't like about Swiss Army knives is that chintzy little split ring they put on there. You can see it on the Classic SD. I don't like that. I would much rather have a bail on there. The bails are just cool. They're old school. I prefer them, but Wengers are not easy to come by, at least the Swiss Army knives. Thank you again for supporting me for so long, Lonnie. Thank you for submitting again, and you now have a second entry into the June giveaway. So thank you. So thank you to everyone who submitted. Maybe some coffee will help. My allergies are really bad right now. So thank you to all who submitted to the show this month. Here it comes. Finally.
Come on. Yeah!
Oh my god. Thank you again to everybody who submitted to the show this month. There was a big dip in the number of submissions for the last 2 months because I've been so busy with the newborn and everything. But we bounced back. I'm so happy to see that. It's back. Everything is back in full swing. I cannot thank you guys enough, honestly. But anybody who was featured here on the Instagram and now back on the website gets an additional entry into the monthly giveaway, which is a reminder. That is for a Hitch and Timber card caddy, a Rovi Von Aurora flashlight, a Big Idea Design TPT, a Griffin pocket tool, a Yellow Birch Outfitters pocket organizer, and a Keysmart rugged. Every single month I give those things away to one lucky winner, and you do not have to be featured to win, you just have to submit. So go to edcw.co, submit your EDC, and you are entered to win. You do have to be over 18 to win, but you do not have to be over 18 to submit to the show. And yes, I dropped a little nugget there. The Best Damn EDC website is back up and running. I switched it over to Squarespace. There were some issues, but it's back up. It's in full swing. Everything's working there. And Kerry Commission is live. So go check that out and purchase goods. Support me directly. But yes, once again, just thank you all. That is going to do it for this video. If you found it helpful and you enjoyed it, be sure to hit that thumbs up button down below and subscribe to see more stuff like this in the future. And hit that notification bell so you're notified when I upload new videos. And if you want to support what I'm doing here, be sure to hit those links down below. Those links are affiliate links. I take the time to link every single thing in all of these videos. So if you click through those, it doesn't cost you anything extra, but it does support me if you purchase anything by giving me a little bit of a kickback, just a small percentage of the sale. And you can also go to patreon.com/bestdamnedc to support there. Be sure to follow us around the web. You can find us on Twitter and Instagram at Casper Tech. There it is. Screw me up. You said I was so good with it. Be sure to follow us around the web. You can find us on Twitter and Instagram at bestdamnedc. You can find me, Taylor Martin, on Twitter and Instagram at Casper Tech. Oh, almost forgot. Jabin is in the background over here. He's been helping me with videos this week and sort of helping me in the past. We're not going to talk about it. We're going to move on. We're going to put that in the past. I'm not going to harass you about it anymore.
It's bull crap.
I will harass you about it
100%.
forever. But Jabin has been helping me, so if you want to see what he's up to, he does have videos here, a YouTube channel here on YouTube, a channel that he makes videos for on the website called youtube.com. You can find him by searching Jabin Starnes or clicking the link down below, Jabin Starnes. Actually, there will be a little button at the outro of my video with his face on it.
Wow.
Damn.
I'm honored, dude. That's a big deal.
Anyway, with all of that said, and until next time, carry on.